to draw. I'm a shapeshifter, chained down to my core. Please don't take off my mask, my place to hide.
Alright, let's go for another lesson for today. We have finished chapter 1. We've started chapter 2. And now we're going halfway in to chapter 2 now. Last time we did this, we've touched a bit on numbers, right? All the way down here, we touch on numbers, right? We have the kanji for 1, 2, 3, for 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We've also learned its reading, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then there's the other reading there. Then we also learned how to say 10 to 100, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. And then we've learned how to say 2,000, 10,000s, time, and minutes. Alright, so that's so far what we've learned today. Let's move this away because we don't need that today. So this is going to continue for our series, which we are going to learn some basic Japanese, right? Sorry, where is my mouse? We're gonna learn some basic Japanese. Hopefully, everyone takes something out of this. We've officially finished chapter 1. We're going halfway into chapter 2 right now, and yeah, I don't think there's anything else I need to say. I don't know. I'm not too good with introductions, really. Anyway, let's start. So, as always, we're gonna click this nice little play button and have the Japanese people read for us. Oh shit.
100円です。
Let's try that again.
これは食券です。この白い食券は10円です。この赤い食券は100円です。
Okay, so you can see here it's like これは食券です。So, as we've learned, hold on. Why did that appear? As we learned last time, right? Where's my pen? There we go. これ, right? We used to say this. That should be a bit thinner. Yeah, there you go. これ, right? This means this. And then shokken is something that we went through last session, where shokken is a meal ticket, right? Meal ticket doesn't really make much sense in the West, but just remember in Japan, there's always a nice little machine. When you there are some restaurants and eateries, right? When you go, there's like a nice little machine, and it has these little boxes, right? And it's like a vending machine. It's pretty much a vending machine, right? Which it basically says, press this button and whatnot. Then there's like a little money dispenser here. You put in your money, and there's like a coin slot, and also like a little tab to collect your coins. Then there's usually this big basin over here where it spits out like little meal tickets. So what happens is like you're here, hey, I want to buy katsudon, right? So you click this button and it says 800 yen. So you put in 1,000 yen here, and then you click the button, and then comes out a little meal ticket, right? Then you hand it over to the person who's working at the counter, and then you say, hey, here's my meal ticket, and you give it to him, right? He's like, oh, okay, you want katsudon, got it, we'll give it to you in a bit. And then he walks away, and they go create it. So yeah, that's how it works. So let's clear this up. Okay? So, これは食券です. So, this is a meal ticket, right? So she's saying this thing she's holding in here is a meal ticket. Okay? この白い食券. So we've learned adjectives in the last session, right? So we have adjectives where 白い, right? The kanji for 白い is this. 白い means white. So この白い食券, 食券, right? Means white meal ticket, right? は10円です. So we're going to learn a new word today again. N, right? N is the currency for Japanese. So basically in English, we know that we say the Japanese yen, right? But actually in Japan, when you say the N, is actually just EN, N, right? So remember, fun fact for today, okay? Everywhere the world will say Japanese yen. But in actual, when you say Nihon yen, Nihon en, right? It's actually just this kanji here, which means yen, is actually just en. It just sounds like yen, alright? So, この白い食券は10円です。10円. That's it. So, we've learned before numbers, right? 10 means 10. So, this is 10 yen. So, this white meal ticket is 10 yen. And then, この赤い食券は100円です. This 赤い means red, right? 赤い. 赤い, right? This means red. It's an E adjective because there's an E at the end. So, 赤い食券, red meal ticket, is 100 yen. Okay? On to the next page. There we go. So we've been through a lot of vocabulary last week, and let's see what we remember.
先生、パンはいくらですか？
大きいパンは60円です。小さいパンは40円です。
Okay, first of all, we see a new word here, pan, right? Pan we went through last session. It means bread. Okay? And ikura is a new word. So ikura is a question word, okay? Question word. Ikura means how much. We use ikura when we are asking for the price of something, or we're asking in quantity of something, right? But usually, most of the time, we are always going to go for price when we say ikura, okay? So, where are we? Let's see. Sensei, teacher. Pan wa ikura desu ka? So pan is a subject, right? Because we have the wa particle. And then ikura desu ka? How much? So we have our components. Bread, how much, teacher, right? Say, teacher, how much is bread? You know, what is the cost? What is the price of bread? Question mark, right? And then you can see here, Suzuki Sensei now replies, Oki pan. Oki means big, right? Oki. Big, right? And chisai. Right? This is chi. This is o. Yeah. Okay. So, oki means big. Chisai means small. Right? Oki pan wa 60 yen desu. See? 60 is 60. Remember? We learned the numbers. 6 means 6. 10 means 10. So 6 times 10 gives us 60. Right? So 60 yen desu. So 60 yen. And then 小さいパンは40円です。40, 40 yen. Okay? Gotta remember the numbers, alright? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Because we're gonna start learning a lot of numbers. Now, why is this thing randomly appearing up? I thought I closed all my tabs. Huh. That should stop appearing. Okay. Perfect. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this page as well. There's nothing too new here. We've been through all the vocabulary for this page last session. So we go for 2.7 now. Right? And then we can see here, we are now learning how to practice our numbers, right? In essence, we are learning how to practice our numbers. So let's listen to how they read it.
日本の牛乳は高いですか？
いいえ、高くないです。安いです。
All right, so we have a new grammar here today, but don't worry too much about that. So let's look at the words here again. Nihon. Oh my god, why is it so thick? Go away. Okay. Technical difficulties. All right, Nihon no gyunyu. So gyunyu is a word for milk. Okay, it's a Japanese word for milk. So when we say Nihon no gyunyu, right? Milk that belongs to Japan, because remember, no is a possessive particle. So Nihon no gyunyu means Japanese milk. Wa takai desu ka? So remember, takai means expensive. Takai. Oh, sorry. Oops, there we go. Takai, right? So takai, expensive. So Nihon no gyunyu wa takai desu ka? He's asking, is Japanese milk expensive? Question mark, right? And then Suzuki Sensei replies, iie, no. Takaku nai desu. So when we want to say something is not an adjective, for example, let's say expensive was takai, right? And now we want to say not expensive, right? So for adjectives, the rule is simple, very, very simple. We say this. So we take out the e, and then we add ku nai. Okay, so for example, takai, right? First we take out the e, so it becomes taka. Then we add the kunai, becomes taka kunai. Okay, and this means not expensive or inexpensive, right? Then let's finish the sentence first. She says yasui desu. Yasui means cheap. Yasui, cheap. Okay? So if we want to say, oh, this is not cheap, right? Then we say yasukunai. So this is yasu, right? So if you want to say not cheap, yasui, we follow the conjugation rules, right? First we take out the e. You know what? Let's change the ink. That'll make it easier. Let's change to black. No, let's change to pink. Okay? The first step is you have to take out the e. Then you add kunai, right? Which gives us yasukunai. All right? And this is basically how we say not cheap. And this works with all the e adjectives that you know. For example, we've learned akai, right? We've learned aoi, which means blue. We've learned kiroi, for example. We've learned what else did we learn? I think we've learned hikui, right? Hikui. Okay, let's just keep those examples, right? For akai, which means red, right? When we want to say that it is not red, we take out the e, then we add kunai. So then it becomes aka kunai. There. Then now it means not red, right? Aoi with kunai. We take out the e, then it becomes a o kunai. Kiroi kunai. Kirokunai. Right? Hikui plus kunai, right? Becomes hikukunai. Alright? And that's how we conjugate negative versions. Let's clean that up. So this is how we conjugate adjectives, and it's pretty simple as that. Now we have some new words now. So let's have the person read for us again.
ここは学校の庭です。あの建物は寮です。
Okay, so niwa means garden, right? Like gardens or fields. You can say so. Niwa. Fields. Garden. Oops, sorry, hold on. Got a quick text, got a reply. Where else were we? Oh yeah. So, 学校の庭, right? So, niwa is a garden that belongs to the school. So, 学校の庭 means school's garden. Right? So this garden belongs to the school. So ここは学校の庭です. So it's saying, so Suzuki is now telling our little gentleman here, right? This entire area here is the school's garden because ここ, right? ここ is for location. For here. So this entire area here is the school garden. Okay? Then she says, あの建物. So remember, when we say あの, when we use the あ series, あ means far away, right? So this building is far away because 建物, right? Means building. So 建物 is that building. So see, that building over there, は寮です. So another new word, 寮, which means dormitory. So if you're in college, if you're in university, and you stay in campus grounds, or you stay in like or you stay something, a school dormitory, yeah, this is the word ryo, right? If you're exchange program in Japan, you probably will live in a ryo because you know, unless you are a bit adventurous in finding your own place to stay, it's so much more convenient to have all your living arrangements done for you, right? So yeah, that's pretty much what this sentence was saying. So basically, he just arrived, and now she's showing him around, right? This is the gardens, and that over there is the dorms. That's probably where you will stay, you know? That's what he's saying. Okay, let's go with 9 here. You can see here, あの高い建物は, oh shit, that's actually here. No, that's not my pen. There we go.
あの高い建物は何ですか？
あれは病院です。あの病院は大きいです。そして新しいです。
Right. So you can see here. あの高い建物は何ですか? So remember, 何ですか is our question word, right? Which means what? Okay? あの高い建物. So remember how I said that 高い was expensive? Yeah, so the problem with this word is that it actually has a second meaning too, where the first definition is expensive and the second definition is tall. Alright? So this is one of the first words we probably learned that have the same, that uses the same kanji, the same reading, and it has two different meanings. So this is something you gotta kind of have to realize and pay a little bit of attention to. Alright? So あの高い建物は何ですか? So what is that tall building over there? And then Suzuki sensei replies, あれ. Remember, far away, far away. あれは病院です. New word again. 病院, right? Hospital. Okay, 病院 is a very important word, hospital. If you're living in Japan and you in need of emergency assistance, you better know this word, 病院. At least someone can direct you somewhere, alright? And then she says, あの病院は大きいです. So you can see she says, あの病院, right? Now she's referring to possessive particle now. She's saying that hospital, right? Because when we say that, just alone, nothing else, this is それ, right? Or あれ. Okay? But when we say that book, right? Then we have to say その本 or あの本. Alright? Just remember that because there's possessive, right? There's possessive going on. So, あの病院, that hospital. は大きいです is big. Right? 大きい 大きい, right? It means big. It also means large. Right? But basically we're referring to size. Okay? So 病院は大きいです means that's a large hospital. That's a big hospital. Depends on your context, depending on what it is. But in general, when we say 大きい, when we say 大きい, right, we mean that something is big. It's large. Okay? そして新しいです。そして is a new grammar we're going to learn today. そして means and. I'll explain this in more detail in a bit. 新しい is our adjective for new. So she's saying, so let's look at the sentence again, right? あれは病院です。That's a hospital. あの病院は大きいです。That's a very big hospital. You know? そして新しいです。And it is new. So let's look at it, recap this conversation, right? Ari says, あの高い建物は何ですか? What is that large building over there? And then Suzuki Sensei replies, あれは病院です. Oh, that's a hospital. あの病院は大きいです. That is a large hospital. そして新しいです. And it is new. Alright, so I just realized there's actually not too much text because this is actually the end of chapter 2 right here. But we're going to go through some grammar. So the most important grammar we had was そして, right? And そして here is a conjunction that we learn how to use. Conjunction here is for, in English, the word conjunction, right, it means it connects two different sentences. Sentence 1 and sentence 2. And what そして does is that そして adds more information to the preceding sentence here. So, for example, let's look at this sentence here, right? It says, あの部屋は小さいです, right? So, that room is small. Okay? そして暗いです. So 暗い was the word we had for dark. It's an E adjective. Right? And そして means and or furthermore. Okay? So to the one giving precedence, yeah, exactly. So basically, when we look at this sentence, right? あの部屋, which means that room over there. Right. は小さいです. So small. Remember, our は particle means that we are talking about the room. So the topic of the sentence right now is the room. And we're saying, hey, that room over there is small. And then we use そして and it's dark. So it's like, oh, that room is small and dark. Right? So this is kind of like how we use, so if we look at Sancho over here, right, this means notes or like reference. So Sancho here, you can see they use to, right? To means and it's to say this and that, right? But when we use そして, we are using it as a conjunction, right? We're trying to talk about two different things. We're trying to add more information to it. So we can see here, for example, it says, hey, this room is small, and then furthermore, it is dark, right? So, hold on. What we say here is basically we're combining two different sentences, right? Hold on. So we can say, あの部屋は小さいです. Right? We can also say, あの部屋は暗いです. These are two separate valid sentences. And so what happens is that if you want to shorten the sentence, right, That room is small. That room is dark. Right? In English, we would do this to that room is small. And it is dark. Right? And then Japanese, we do this by saying あの部屋は小さい。そして full stop, right? そして暗いです。So basically, this combines both sentences together, right? And it adds more information about the room that we were talking about. All right? So let's see what the note has to say. Yeah. So just remember here, right? To, as in N1 and N2, is sandwiched between two nouns. The key one here is that this is for two different nouns. All right? Whereas what we use here, そして, this is a conjunction, right? Conjunction. And conjunction means it connects two sentences. So you always have sentence A, and then you have sentence B. And then you combine it together with the conjunction, right? So in English, we have conjunctions such as however, thus, and so forth, right? This is one of the first Japanese conjunctions that we will come across, and there will be many more to come. Right. Let's clear the board. So what have we learned in the entirety of chapter 2? Right? We've learned koko, soko, and asoko, right? Which means here and there. This is for location. We've also learned how to say where. Right? We've also learned how to say where. When we say doko, koko wa doko desu ka? Koko wa doko desu ka? Right? Which is basically, where are we? You know, where is this? Or you can just say, Yamada-san wa no uchi wa doko desu ka? Right? Doko means where, and uchi means house. So you can say, hey, where is Yamada-san's house? You know, question mark. All right? Then we've also learned through ikura. Right? Ikura is a question word, right? Question word. It's a key term. We will use this phrase a lot, which means how much. So when you want to know how much is something, you say ikura desu ka? Ikura. It's most commonly used for prices, right? For example, このジュースはいくらですか? Oh, how much is the juice? You know, if we want to go into more examples, you know, このペンはいくらですか? Right? How much is this pen? この let's see. この本はいくらですか? Right? So which means how much is the book? And so forth. Oh, oops, there we go. We've learned how to use our adjectives, right? So we've officially learned E adjectives, which we went through a little bit. And the non-adjectives, I touched on it, but we haven't learned about it yet. And don't worry about it. When the time comes, we'll talk about it, right? And then you can see here for a sample sentence saying, describing a noun, right? Hey, that あの魚は新しいです. That fish is new. Yeah. So, that fish is new, right? This is how when we explain a noun, this is when the noun is not modified in any way, right? And then we've also learned how to use it in a negative sense, where basically the negative equivalent of any E adjective, right, is formed by replacing the E with kunai. For example, we have takaku nai desu, right? So like oki, we take out the E and then we add kunai. So it becomes oki kunai. And so forth. And then we also have the ends. We also have how to directly, what do you call this? We also learn how to directly change a noun, right? By describing a noun. So we are further enhancing what a noun does. So for example, we say tatemono in this case. Tatemono means building. And then we add by saying furui. Tatemono. This would then say old building. Right? Because in English, you can just say that old building is blah, blah, blah. Or we can also say that building is old. Right? And by saying that building is old, in Japanese, we want to say あの建物は古いです。Okay? Because we're saying that building is old. Right? Because we're trying to talk about the building. Whereas in here, we are immediately describing the building. So we say あの古い建物は古いです。Right? Oh, sorry. That's not what we're supposed to say. あの古い建物はレストランです。レストランです。Right? Where we say restaurant as in it's a restaurant. So, あの古い建物はレストランです。That old building is a restaurant, right? So we want to talk about the building that's old. So instead of using a sentence like this, oh no, that's yellow, whoops. If we want, instead of talking a sentence like this, right, where we're saying, hey, that building, it's old. No, here in this sentence on the left side, right, we immediately say that it's an old building. And then we talk about the old building, that it's a restaurant. All right? That being said, let's see what else is there in store. We've also been through this. Yep, we have so we've learned how to use where's this one? Yeah, we've learned how to modify a noun. We've learned how to modify a noun. We've also used it in a sentence, right, to make it a topic. Then we've learned そして, right, which we just talked about 10 minutes ago. And then afterwards, the last one, right, 今は何時ですか? This is question asking for time. This was talking about time, right? And this is what we went through yesterday. Well, the last video, right? So this is the question asking for time. 今何時ですか? So when I say 今何時ですか, I'm asking, hey, what time is it now? Right? For example, you can see on the bottom left of my screen, it says 7 o'clock. Then I say 今7時です. Right? Because it's 7 o'clock for me. Forget the minutes, right? Now it's 7 o'clock, I say 7時です. So 7時です. Right? And I can also answer it word for word. 今何時ですか? 今7時です. This is for my time, right? Now, remember the basic numerals that we went through, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, or 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, or 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. We've also been through the whole series. Oh, I think we never talked about 0. So yeah, 0 is re, or we can just say 0. Okay? 0. So 100. So let's go with 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. We don't use 70 too much now. Just use 70, 80, 90, right? We have 100, 200, 300. Remember the special reading over here. Let's get the pen out. Let's get a highlighter out, actually. Remember, right? There is... Oh, no, we don't want gray. That's a bad idea. Remember, okay? Byaku has a tenten over there. So 300, right? With a B. 400, 500, 600. We can see here, 100, right? This is with a P. And then 700, 800, right? Also with the P over here, and remember the small 2. Then we have 900, 1000, 2000, 3000, 4000, 5000, 6000, 7000, 8000, 9000, right? These were all referred to numbers, right, in the thousands category. Then we have 1만. We have 100만, 10만, 1000만, right? So basically, just with knowing man alone, by knowing the suffixes from 10, 1000, and man alone, we can basically reach 10 million in English, right? 1000만. There is basically so if you add one more 0 here, there's going to be one more reading for it. I believe it is ichioku. That's a little fun fact for you for now, but yeah. So these are all the number system, right? This is numbers that we kind of have to remember in Japanese, because if you don't, then why is wa